So today we're going to be changing the brake pads and the rotors on the 2010 Ford Mustang. And because this has the emergency brake built into the caliper, you're going to need this master disc brake caliper tool to be able to reset the caliper. It's not just a simple push it back in. You have to turn it and screw the caliper back in. So to start, you're gonna need a 13mm wrench. Loosen up the bolts here. Goes to the side. So that's how the caliper looks. That piston, you have to be able to fit on the special tool. I'm gonna keep it in closer just to try to show you how to do it. So there's different sizes. I think this is gonna fit perfectly. So those two little notches there, those two notches, and that's a number 6 on the tool, has to fit in there to be able to turn this caliper. So this is what the tool looks like. And then you just set this on there like that. And it's the little backing plate. You just put through here like that. And now that you got that, you'll be able to sit it here in the caliper. You just have to back this out until everything sets properly. Once everything is set properly, it should look like that. And then as you screw this in to push the caliper back in, this is going to get loose, and you just have to keep kind of screwing this to keep it tight until the piston is set. I usually like to hold my thumb down here so when it gets loose, it doesn't fall out. You guys can see it's a little difficult at the time. Sometimes it can be difficult, and other times it'll go easier as you go along. turn it until it comes to a complete stop. Give me a second, let me get a wrench because you have to turn this because it's tight to get everything loose. Loosen up, everything comes out. Sit that in a safe place so that you're not putting weight on this brake line right here. After that, I'm gonna take off the caliper bracket, which is a 15mm socket. Just so you can see what I'm working on back here. That's the upper bolt, and then the lower bolt. Those bolts, how I like to remember, just the lower, upper. Alright, I apologize for the noise in the background. I'm in a tow yard, so there's a lot of trucks and stuff coming in and out. So I just took off the old rotor. These came off pretty easy. In the event that they don't, there's no screw holes. So this is metal. If you don't care about using the rotor again, you can use it, or you can find a rubber mallet and just kind of beat in here. Be careful not to hit the studs. And then if that doesn't work, sometimes you gotta come from the back and hit it that way, but you're pretty much gonna destroy the rotor after that. One more thing. What I found, if it gets difficult sometimes, if I start beating it like that, I'll try to spray penetrating lubricant in between here and let it seep down, and that helps to loosen it up sometimes too. So now I got the new rotor. Go ahead and slide that on like that. Putting it back together is pretty much the reverse, but I'll go through it. Bracket back on. Always start your bolts by hand. The thread on, never use a tool. Get this tight. Remove the old brake hardware. Got the new hardware right here, which just slides right in. And on these cars, the pads are the same for inner and outer. Always make sure the pads are the same, or if they're different, you can use the old pads to see which one was on the inside and outside. And once that's done, I like to grease my guide pins. Before I finish the job. Don't take much. You just gotta watch these little springs when you're putting the caliper back on. Make sure they're sitting right. There's gonna be a little pressure when you press down on the caliper. So the guide pins have a little flat spot that needs to match up on the caliper, and it just keeps the guide pin from twisting while you're putting the screw in. Tighten everything back up after you start the bolt. I'm sure there's torque specifications, but I've been doing this so long and I'm pretty used to feeling the right torque. There you have it. New pads and rotors, 2010 Mustang. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.